For those who don't know, you've been under a brick. I will update you on what we're calling Brickgate. All right. So this is a young lady by the name of Ro Bashy, right? And she had a viral video that went crazy back in August. Allegedly, she was hit in the face by a man with a brick because she didn't want to give her number to the guy, right? Now, since this story came out, it's been proven that this woman, Ro Bash, is pretty infamous for doing things like this, for antagonizing people. We have videos of that surface of her slapping people and then walking up 2 steps over, then doing a little twerk session. Maybe we could throw something. We could throw a little clip in there. And come to find out that, this isn't the first time she has had a problem and then took to social media for assistance and created a GoFundMe, right? So in this recurring instance where this occurred, where, she allegedly got hit in the face with this brick, and she accused all the black men around her for not taking action and helping her.
We can begin. The Sophisticatedly Ratchet Podcast is a roundtable conversational podcast that gives a voice to the Black experience.
Millennials from New York City sharing our views on Black lifestyle, culture, relationships, religion, and current events.
Here at SR, we strive to give our listeners the real in a world of fake.
Worldly professionals with class that also know how to switch it up.
Now let's talk our wild shit.
Yo. Side by side.
Yo, gang.
We live.
We live. What's poppin'?
Hey, does cameraman want this or does cameraman want this?
That for right now until Shake be fucking up.
I see what I told you. I want to give the cameraman what he needs.
Yes, we live.
But you don't get to just pop out and then blame us.
Exactly.
Yo.
Here we are.
What it do?
Hello, everybody.
What's good?
Today I'm one of the guys. As you see, we all got on hats. It's a hat day.
Hat gang.
It's a hat day.
Absolutely.
Hat gang.
Yo. Question, y'all remember all the little days they used to have in school where there was like Jersey Day, Hat Day, Day? Yeah, they still do that, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, some schools do. Some schools do. Yeah, some schools do. So welcome to another episode of Sophisticatedly Ratchet Podcast.
Talk about it.
I'm going to introduce. Hey. It's your girl Mo. I'm going to introduce my brothers. I'm going to start off with. Who am I going to start off with? Exactly.
Y'all know you got so much chocolate.
I'm going to start off with the philosopher.
Oh, she like dark chocolate. Start off with dark chocolate.
She been getting me every time.
That's the one you pick out the box. That's the one you put to pick out the box first.
Exactly.
See, you gotta understand. Every time Valentine's Day come around, the women they go for the dark chocolate first. It's one of the healthiest chocolates that you can have in your mouth, ladies.
Yes, the big game.
Right? Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And speaking of big gang and all that other good shit, today I am the man that believes that we suffer because we desire. Okay, it's your boy Flash the Philosopher. It is he, it is me, it is I. What up?
Gang, what's popping with you, gang?
What's going on? Next, I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna go to the person who be wandering all around the town.
Forever
America's favorite. Of course, I'm talking about our boy Shake. What's good, Shake?
Yeah. What it do? It's your boy Shake. There goes my applause. Better had. Okay. What it do?
They don't like the way you talk to me. They don't like the way you talk to me, bro.
Oh gosh.
Yo, y'all know who it is. Mr. HSD, the AFF, leave the last F silent. Or this week, the F could be Fortune. America's favorite Fortune.
All right.
You was a cookie, nigga. A little fortune cookie. Look at you.
Okay. Next, of course, I'm going to introduce myself. Your favorite number 3.
Expected no less.
3 threes, of course.
Talk your shit there.
Hey, uptown baby, uptown baby, we get down baby, for the crown baby. Hey, exactly. Where we going on? So tell me where you from.
Look, we're not trying to get flat. We can't do the whole song, y'all. We can't do the whole song, okay?
It's your girl. As you know, I hail from Co-op City, Section 5. Don't ever zone my shit. I represent everything Bronx. You already know what it is.
Gang.
gang. And of course, I want to introduce, you slipping and you sliding. You slipping and you sliding. What's up, Spew God? What's up, Mash?
Oh, that feels so good. What's good, everybody? It's your boy Mash, aka the Spew God Drip Drip. Please say the drip drip. For those who don't know, gang. So I love you like I love you. I got to lotion these elbows though. If y'all don't know, Spew is an abbreviation for spreading positive energy wherever. And as a Spew God, it's my job to enrich the lives of everybody that I meet. Thank you for coming back, tribe. We miss you. It's good to see you again. Welcome to Current Events.
Fact. You go ahead and spread some energy over the elbows, my nigga. Go.
See it, right? Lubricate them.
So I just want to mention. So of course we missing my sis. We missing my boo TJ today, but she's
ice queen. We still
the ice queen.
We still sprinkling crack. Crack for her.
We feel a little chill. You still in the room, so we missing out. We missing my sis TJ, but of course she's still here in spirit.
We be back.
Yes. So let's, align ourselves. Let's go to our zen moment. And I'm going to, of course, introduce Flash the Philosopher to hold us down for this segment.
Because I said it was going to be a great ass day. I won't accept nothing else. Nothing bad will enter my day. Say that shit like you mean it. Howl it. No bad days.
No. We don't do these things called bad days. There are bad minutes. There's probably bad vibes. You might even have bad hours. But to collectively call it a bad day, we don't do those things. At least not over here. Okay?
We don't subscribe to that.
Nah, not at all. Yes. Not at all. All right. So Flash does a little something. I don't do it every morning, but on the mornings I get to do it. It's called meditation. And when I meditate, I get to find and center myself and look for peace and all this other good stuff, which I feel meditation kind of helps with. Today I did the root chakra as far as what I meditated and I focused on today. And I do try to focus on like the 7 chakras. And so this is the one I chose to also introduce into the show. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about the root chakra. Okay. Let me get my spiel. Okay. So it's known as, what is it? Mula. Hopefully I don't mispronounce this shit. All right. It's Muladhara in Sanskrit. All right. It is the first chakra in the body's energy system. And I love this one because it is, at the root, I call it the gooch or whatnot, but that's what it is. It is located at the base of the spine and it is associated with the element of earth. Shout out to all my avatar people. Y'all know what this energy is about. Okay. All right. The root chakra is responsible for our sense of grounding. That's why it's in the gooch. It's at the bottom. All right. Yeah. All right. It's needed for security and survival. All right. It's also associated with our basic needs, such as food. We love food, right? Shelter and safety. All right. That's all what it's about, survival. Okay. All right. When it's balanced, we I guess feel safe and secure in ourselves. We also feel safe within the world around us. Once we're grounded in this particular chakra, all right, we're able to meet our basic needs. We feel a lot more centered, and we also even feel resilient in faces of challenge, I believe, when it comes to the root chakra, because you gotta be able to survive and shit, do anything. It doesn't matter if you're facing lions, tigers, bears, or a woman that wants to argue. All right, you have to find the will to survive. Okay,
survive and endure, gang. Survive and endure, gang.
But peak game. When it's imbalanced, though, we may feel insecure. We're fearful. We're anxious. We're not meeting some of our basic needs, or we're not even setting the boundaries. you know, that we should normally be setting in our lives. So you know, if you feel like you're either being taken advantage of, possibly, if you feel like you need to even challenge yourself to feel like you want to live for something or find some vigor in your life or whatever the case is, you know, tap into your root chakra for that. All right. And some of the things that it also represents, like I said, survival, grounding, security, safety, home, family, community, belonging, courage and resilience are just some of those things. And if you want to balance this root chakra, a few things you can do is spend some time in nature. You know, some people like the trees, not the ones that we smoke all the time. You can look at them as well. Okay.
Right.
You know, you can say affirmations to yourself. I am safe. I am grounded. I have all that I need. I think I say these sometimes when I meditate. You can use certain yoga poses, such as the mountain pose. I don't know that one. I know the tree pose though. And you could also do the warrior pose to help enhance this chakra. Okay. Now I don't have a singing bowl, so I can't, you know, bang the bowl. But what I can help y'all with is to let y'all understand like the mudra that you do for the root chakra. So the mudras are these particular like hand formations that you can do to represent certain chakras. So the mudra for the root chakra is you touch your forefinger or your pointy finger and your thumb together, and then you have like your three fingers kind of stretch forward or whatever, or stretched out. So you're pinching, like I said, the pointy finger and the thumb together, and then you have your other three fingers straight. And this is how I would meditate in the morning if I ever wanted to focus on the root chakra. So for this practice, I would ask that you just, you know, form that with your hands, and I'm going to guide you through a small verbal agreement to tap into your root chakra. Okay. So everybody close their eyes and just follow my words. Okay. All right. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out and just listen to the sound of my voice. You mo gwe gai fai sing sao. You mo gwe gai fai sing sao. You mo gwe gai fai sing sao. No bad days.
No bad.
No. Flash, that was good. Yo, Shake almost took me out. That was good. It was different. I like that.
Amazing. My
That was
chakra,
amazing.
my
That was
chakra
good.
has been aligned.
That was good.
I don't know how to follow that. I don't know how to follow that, bro.
You know what you gotta do.
It was, you know what you gotta
Make us dance. Make us dance for it, bro. Come on.
do. Next up is the word of the week.
Word of the week.
All right.
Word of the
Right.
week. Yes.
What it do, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Shake once again, America's favorite fortune, and I'm here to bring you today's word of the week.
Talk about it.
All right. So today's word of the week is pontificate. It's spelled Pontificate, pontificate, and it is a verb, and it means expressed by one's opinions in a way that's considered annoying, pompous, or dogmatic. All right. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna use that word in a sentence. All right. Every time I hear the threat of a government shutdown, there's always some politician on TV pontificating about how the other party is to blame.
Yes.
Pontificate.
All right.
Okay. I like that.
I like it.
I like it. All right. So before we jump into today's episode, let's pay some bills. Where can you find us at, Mash? Let's talk about the twin.
Go ahead,
Give
my
it to
music.
twin. Yeah.
I gotta find it.
It's all good, gang.
Let them know, bro.
I want to thank you for joining another episode of Sophisticatedly Ratchet Podcast. If you're a part of the tribe, thanks for coming back. We love you, gang. You can find us on all platforms where you listen to podcasts. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and on Pandora. You can find us on all your favorite social media platforms too. We're on Instagram, Threads, Facebook, X, Twitter. Used to be Twitter. And we're on TikTok at So Ratchet Podcast. All right. And if you want to continue to see our beautiful black faces, you can find us here on YouTube. All right. We drop new content every Wednesday. We go live every first Wednesday of the month. And we love you, tribe. So enjoy. Like, comment, subscribe, and we see you soon.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right.
All right.
You better not leave us, okay? We're not saying goodbye.
We're not saying goodbye. We're just letting you know where you can find us at.
Facts.
Of course, we are talking about current events, things that are popping off, things that are going on. So, of course, I'm going to start off with it's a little sad news. It's a big deal. So, in New York here, there's a daycare by the name of Divino Nino Daycare Center, and such a tragic situation. There was 3 children, 2 2-year-olds, an 8-month-old, and a 1-year-old. Unfortunately, the 1-year-old died, and the 2-year-old and 8-month-old were exposed to fentanyl, which is really big, as we know. Wow. The children were hospitalized after being exposed to the suspected fentanyl and suffered acute opioid intoxication. So basically, it's a New York daycare. The owner, who's 36, Miss Mendez, and her husband's cousin, Mr. Brito, have been arrested. A New York City grand jury voted Thursday to indict both of them on deadly fentanyl overdose. And this incident occurred on September 15th. A grand jury has returned a true bill, meaning that they're now indicating for various charges. So once again, let me just give you the background. Anytime you open up a daycare, it's inspected. And, they do an inspection and everything to ensure that this is a safe environment for you to bring your children. This daycare was inspected. It was ruled that the daycare was safe. However, as there's a picture of these drugs were located in the ground of the daycare, meaning under the floorboards, which upon the naked eye, if you walk into somebody's apartment or a facility and you're walking around, you're not expecting, of course, no one's expected to look under the baseboard of floors. And this is where they was housing the illegal drugs, under the baseboard, which was apparently, which was apparently in the vicinity of where the children were sleeping.
Oh, they had it in the stash box. Okay.
Yes. So
right now.
yes. So
Crazy.
It's just a crazy situation. It's very sad. As you see, if you're watching us on YouTube, you'll see the picture of where the drugs was housed. As we can see, that's a floor. It was a secret.
Wait, question. Is all that fentanyl? Like, is all that, or is it all different other type of drugs as well?
It was fentanyl and different other drugs as well found. Basically, they also found, let me see if I can see what they found here.
You know what's scary though? The fact that you got all these babies sleeping on top of these drugs. What if
crazy?
Right. So it's probably like a carpet. Right, it's probably like a carpet or so under it. But the thing with fentanyl is that it's very potent. It touches your hand. Anything can just take you out. These children have to been given Narcan. So when you know that you're taking Narcan, think about an 8-month-old receiving Narcan.
What's Narcan?
You know that Narcan kind of. Go ahead.
It's an overdose drug. It's an overdose. It counteracts the overdose of the drug, so it can flatten your what do you call it? Your vitals. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Right. So I say that to say an 8-month-old getting the Narcan can still, mess them up. You don't know. We don't know the damage that can do to small children like that. So it's just a very sad situation. The 1-year-old's father, he was on the news. Apparently he just sent the child there a week ago prior to this incident. So to know that you send your child there in the morning and then now your child is dead, that's a lot.
Terrible.
It's
terrible.
That's
one of the
terrible.
biggest charges against him as well was the fact that they took so much time to contact the police. So the kids were already ODing, and she took the time to contact her husband, who they still haven't found yet.
Not only that, let me give you another piece. One of the parents actually took their child home early picked their child up earlier that day. This was one of the child that was affected. And while the child was home at her home, she noticed the child was very lethargic and all of this stuff, and then had to take her child to the hospital. Now, my thing is thinking this. Now, here it is. She's taking her child to the hospital. And let's just say, obviously, they know that the child had fentanyl in it. Think of what that mother went through, because at that point, I'm pretty sure they were blaming that mother and saying, hey, well, you brought your child in here. So the mother had to backtrack now and say, well, I picked my child up from daycare, which uncovered this too, because that child got taken home early. The mother was able to take that child to the hospital and, kind of figure out what was going on. But just thinking, wow, it's so crazy. That's what I'm just trying to tell you. Like, it's so upsetting. And so many people's feedback, when they seen this, is just like, yo, they would have been under the jail. Like, that's my kid. Because of your stupidity, you killed my kid, and now potentially 3 other kids could be affected by this.
I gotta see you. I gotta see you. I gotta come see you. As a matter of fact, if he on the run, I'm on the manhunt trying to find you. Just to be honest, like I'm looking for you too, and you better hope I don't find you first. You know what I'm saying? Because that's wild scary to know.
Gross negligence.
Right, yeah. And they're charging them with murder, manslaughter, assault, dangerous welfare of a child, and criminal possession of a controlled substance. Yes, at this point.
And I'm even gonna hold you. I just want to even say like a PSA, because I'm very cautious around kids in my area to a certain degree. But if you got little ones, it's gonna be anywhere near your shit. Like put your drugs up. Put your guns up, put your edibles, anything that even, cause especially how they market some of this shit anyway. It's all colorful and bright and all this other shit. And I would live with so much regret if I ever found out, like, damn, my niece or somebody found, my piece of some shit, or found some edible or some shit and took it, ingested it, and now I feel to blame if anything ever happened. You know what I'm saying? So I constantly remind myself just to do certain things to make sure I move certain things out the way. But that's kind of terrifying to know.
I agree with you 100%. I just feel like in terms of in this particular instance, it's a fucking daycare, bro. Like, I'm not expecting you to have drugs in the daycare, gang. Like, I bring my baby there because I want you to take care of them, because I don't have time to be able to take care of them. Like, that's your service that you provide. I don't know at what point you thought selling drugs or holding drugs here was a good idea.
It's a big game.
The drugs that they found were roughly about 8 to 10 kilograms, and they were wrapped up in the form of bricks. And it was found, like we said, under the children's play area. So they put it where the children were freaking playing. Like,
which is wild.
How insane are you?
And I said to say, like, I've been in so many houses, especially working, where these regular houses are turned into daycares. People still will live, upstairs or whatever, in their house, or they just take away things. And I just still think you always have to be conscious, because when these places come and they survey your area, I don't think they're looking for in every nook and cranny to see, like, is there a stash box somewhere or whatever. Clearly you want to make sure nothing is in either plain sight or even just in the vicinity where a child could be affected by some shit.
But
take it a step further in terms. Sorry, go ahead.
No. That's what I was gonna say. I wanted just was about to say to take it a step further. So once again, this facility, and it could have, and I believe it was in her house. It was in her home, but they do a check, right? You may check the closet. You may check. No one in their right mind. Let's be honest. And of course, you see, there was no way to detect that. It was underneath the freaking floorboard. You know what I mean? So, of course, if you have an average person, an inspector walking in, you know what to check for. You're checking for a smoke detector, making sure that these window guards, protocols, ensuring that window guards are in place for these little children, ensuring, there's, I'm pretty sure you got to look at outlets and stuff like that too. Outlets, making sure those have covers on it, and all of these things, even maybe looking in the closet and all of these things. You're walking on top of the floor that you're doing the inspection of the home. Like, it's crazy.
The other part of it that comes to mind for me now was like, how long do you think they've been doing this?
Right.
But how long do you think they've been operating, using this place as like a stash spot?
Trapping out the daycare, my nigga?
Trapping out the daycare. How long do you think this has possibly been going on for? If it just comes to light now, it's like they had to been doing it for a minute for you to feel ballsy enough to put such a potent drug directly in contact with children. Like, you had to be super lax in your operation. You know what? Just put it right where they play. Like, let's do that. That's crazy.
Yeah, bro, I think the opposite. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think they were new at it. I think they didn't really think the shit through. I think that they started something, that they just weren't prepared for, and they decided to hide it. Like, because my thing is, if they're already making bread off of this, why even commingle the two businesses? Why not have
because you're laundering money? You're laundering. No, you're laundering the drug money.
Completely different.
Why not get an apartment somewhere else where somebody dolo
so?
would be? You dig what I'm saying? You get an apartment somewhere else, somebody dolo will be. So I feel like they were fairly new at it, and they were just stupid. You know what I mean? In my opinion, that's just my opinion, though.
Yeah,
wasn't that part of like the 10 crack commandments though? Like you don't sell where you work at or some shit. I don't even know the 10 crack commandments, but
it's all good, bro. It's all good. It's all good.
I know all of the commandments. It wasn't one of them, no.
I mean, I just know that laundering consists of like having a place where you feed the money through. As far as where they were just stashing the drugs there. That's just a bad idea.
I mean, but you can launder through the daycare, but you don't
launder through the daycare. But stashing the drugs there is not a part of the laundering process.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
I mean, but as you can see, that's the last place they're gonna look. But guess what? A curious kid is clearly going to look. You know what I'm saying? So that's just wild.
I don't know. But it's still heartbreaking nonetheless.
Yeah, of course.
It is.
All right. So moving on to our next topic, we're going to talk about Chrisean Rock. This is celebrity news. Sorry, Chrisean Rock. She dates Blueface. Everybody talks about Everybody talks about how toxic they were, whatever the case may be. She filmed her, majority of her pregnancy on live on IG. So apparently, she was in Walmart. A bystander took a picture of her. She has the baby in a carrier, but the baby is literally like hung outside of the carrier. Like the baby's head is not supported, and that was kind of a big thing on social media, and Chrisean actually, gave a statement about it too. And we have to realize, she's young, she's a new mother. So she needs support. She basically said there was a lot going on. She was in Walmart. She was trying to run a couple of errands. And she said, instead of the lady or whomever took the picture of her, what they could have done was walk up to her and, show her or tell her, hey,
know what's going on.
You let her know what's going on. Can you support the baby's head or whatever the case may be? So, that was a little disheartening. And of course, because she's Chrisean Rock, obviously it went viral. And a lot of people had stuff to say. Basically, Tamika Mallory, who we all know is a advocate, right? Here we go. If you see the baby is like literally stretched out in the carrier. And Tamika Mallory spoke about herself being a young mother and that, she wanted to just, for support, if Chrisean wanted to reach out to her, like instead of judging her, people should reach out to her, she's here talking basically about saying the same thing. Like instead of the person taking a video of her because she's famous, why not come and help her and say, hey, that's, you're doing it the wrong way, or support the baby, lift up the baby's back. So it just looked a little crazy, because everybody was like, wow, like the baby is not, and this baby is fairly new. Maybe I don't even know if the baby's a month yet.
That baby looked like a doll.
Like a doll, the way that she had. Yeah.
Like she not supporting the baby at all.
At all, but that's because she's not, she's
I feel like she's high. She looked like she was smoking weed. Like
wow.
I'm not gonna say that. Allegedly, I want to go that far.
Wow,
she looked like she in zombie mode, bro. Why are you not paying attention to your child?
Well, because number one, she has the baby on her. She talked about having a lot going on, that she's trying to run errands. She's trying to, and that also Blueface is not really supporting when she's trying to do so much. So she said she's just there.
Blueface fault? Now it's his fault.
No. Hold on. I'm just telling you what she said. She spoke about that. Blueface also made a comment. It was basically saying like, you know what, he's not gonna, like let's, kind of supporting her too. Like let's stop. Like I know I've been doing, but let me stop doing what I'm doing because clearly, she needs to be in her right mind frame when she's caring for a baby. You have to remember there's postpartum depression. There's things that come up. You're a new mother. It's a lot. You're not sleeping well. So allegedly, like you said, she may look like she's high. That could just be from a lack of sleep. And I'm being honest because maybe
that's a fact. She's walking around like a zombie.
That's why I said I don't want to say that it has anything to do with that. It could be from lack of sleep. She's a new mother. This is a newborn baby. It's a lot going on. She's young. Does she have that support? She may not have that support.
I mean, but she rich. She just hired somebody to help you. Like, what is wrong with you? You making money. She making money.
But do we know
you? Like,
right? But do we know how she's spending her money? Because just because somebody making money don't mean they know how to save it and curtail their money. You know what I mean? So once again, she's young. We don't know what that money's going to.
You know what I'm saying? You know, hire like these white people, hire a Jamaican lady. You know, the Jamaican lady, it's like they really be, you know what I'm saying? They really be taking care of people, kids. You know, it's either a Jamaican lady or a Trinidadian lady, okay? And they really do a good job taking care of these kids.
Exactly.
That's that.
All right. So now that we have anybody has any comment for that?
Oh, I just wanted to add that, you know what I mean? Like, it's unfortunate that she was caught on camera looking like a bad parent. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, nobody ever wants to be painted as a bad parent ever. It's unfortunate. I think the fact that, you know, it would have been nice if homegirl came up to her and helped her, but you also got to think about the image that you put out there. Like, you know, I think that some people might be afraid to come up to her and tell her, like, yo, you know, your baby hanging out the carriage, and then you want to fight me because you think I'm talking crazy about your baby. You
right. That's true.
Now, I'm not saying that's on that. I'm not saying that's the reason why. I'm just saying that this is something to also take into consideration. Right. Well,
but
it's still unfortunate no matter what.
I just say, like, I know she's under a lot of eyes in terms of the scrutiny that she's gonna receive, being such a high profile new mother who were they ever engaged or whatever, like with her and Blueface?
No, they were just toxic.
I don't know the whole deal. Honestly, I kind of signed out a lot. I tend to skip over a lot of the shit with them, but it's still forced upon me by the Instagram and Twitter feed guys or whatnot. But I just feel like it sucks for her to know, especially in public, that hey, instead of helping this person, I'm going to take a picture and see how I can kind of discredit their parenting skills or whatever the case is. And I ain't gonna lie, I seen some shit from parents or whatnot, babies. I ain't gonna say like which parents I've seen, but I've seen shit. All right. And I feel like if I was in that presence of her where I see like, okay, the baby looks like they need help with some shit, I'd be the type to be like, yeah, do you need help? Do you need some support or whatnot? You know what I'm saying? So I don't condone like taking a picture just to kind of, you know, snap on them or whatever the case.
And that's what I was going to say. Yeah, go ahead.
The person who did it was just trying to blow up their Instagram. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
Like, you know, it's all about clout at the end of the day.
Absolutely. And that's what I was going to say. Because if it was a regular parent, if it was me, that person wouldn't have took a picture of me. They may have said, they might have been talking shit to me while I was in the store, or hold the baby up or whatever. You know, I probably would have gotten that. But it's because of who she was. You get what I'm saying? And now that you put that on the internet for everybody to see. So
yo, can I share this one video right quick? Like, this shit is hilarious. They've been getting on her too. So there's a video on IG now where like I saw this video and I just started like, I didn't know what it was about, but now I understand.
Oh gosh. Shake is the best. He already laughing and we didn't even see the damn video.
Oh, no, I'm watching it.
Look at the baby. Oh my gosh. Please go to our YouTube to watch this. Oh my Lord.
Yo, but it was great. I just wanted to share that video.
Oh my God. It was so wild.
I didn't even know what they were referring to. Thank you for telling me about this story. So I know what they're talking about.
Son. Yes. You know what's wild though? They definitely did say, I guess she had the dog also or whatever.
She did. Was holding, she had a dog.
Right. So
in the camera.
Yeah, it's a lot going on. I ain't even gonna hold you. The baby definitely is leaned in a way where the baby look like, if I could describe it, it's like Neo from the Matrix. The nigga dodging something.
Yes, that's how the baby looks.
Yeah, so it's unfortunate, but you know, I hope she gets the support that she needs.
I hope that she gets the support that she needs as well.
You know,
so now,
what makes that video extra funny is that baby was like a breeze away from falling out of that little harness that she was in. Like a breeze, like a soft breeze away from sliding out of that shit. That's heartbreaking. Nobody wants to see that happen.
Yeah, nobody. That's what I'm saying.
That's hilarious though.
But what I respect about her that she acknowledged it and she took on it. She said, you know, she acknowledged what she did and was saying that, you know, she's a new mother, not to say that she's right, but she's gonna learn, you know. So
but you know what I take from that too, like which parent that hasn't fucked up and you just don't see the shit make moves. There's been enough babies who either fell off beds. I done seen babies get lost in Walmart. They paging the parent and shit. Come pick up their kid in the front. You know, kids getting lost at festivals and shit. You know, I done found kids before, and I was sitting here like, whose child is this? Like,
exactly, it happens. So now that we got the little ones out the way, I'm moving on to mash and shake. What are y'all talking about today?
Both of them together?
Yeah,
Yes.
they do a double team.
Yeah,
Double
clap,
team.
clap it up.
yeah,
Clap it
yeah.
up. Can we get claps? Can we get claps?
Oh,
for
my
the
fault. I
item?
mean, y'all over here forming a human centipede and shit. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
so
knew he was gonna go there. I knew he was gonna go there. Don't
Yeah,
co-sign
we're
him.
here.
Don't co-sign him. Don't
Fusion
co-sign him.
Yeah, fucking jerk.
high.
Bro, we're only here to pontificate this story
Freaking-
about
Whoa.
Whoa.
That's how you finish. That's how
Okay.
you do it. That's how you do it.
All right. So,
Okay.
as my man Shake said, we are here to discuss a pretty hot topic in the community. All right. So, for those who don't know, you've been under a brick. I will update you on what we're calling Brickgate. All right. So, this is a young lady by the name of Bashy, right? And she had a viral video that went crazy back in August. Allegedly, she was hit in the face by a man with a brick because she didn't want to give her number to the guy, right? Now, since this story came out, it's been proven that this woman, Bash, is pretty infamous for doing things like this, for antagonizing people. We have videos of that surface of her slapping people and then walking up 2 steps over and then doing a little twerk session. Maybe we could throw something. We could throw a little clip in there. And come to find out that, this isn't the first time she has had a problem and then took to social media for assistance and created a GoFundMe, right? So in this recurring instance where this occurred, where, she allegedly got hit in the face with this brick and she accused all the black men around her for not taking action and helping her, right? So this is multi-layered, this story, right? One is, how do we feel about protecting women, specifically black women? Right. And I want to dive into that specifically right now with you, team. Right. So in terms of if you see a woman in distress, right, let's say hypothetical, boom, we coming out of the club right now. We coming out of the club. We are walking to the car. Right. All three of us. We're walking to the car right now. As we're walking to the car, this woman is screaming that she got hit in the face with a brick. Right now, she's behind us. She's behind us, at least 30 yards behind us. She's a little bit away, but we hear her yelling. Now, there's 4 of us, but there's also she's around 3 other guys. What are we doing? Are we gonna stop and go back? Or are we gonna
I'm gonna hope that the other guys are helping her because I'm gonna keep it pushing. I mind my business. I ain't gonna lie. Unless I feel like she is in direct danger of something that I can stop right now. If it's after the fact and she got hit with the brick, I don't want to be around for the police. I'm gonna keep it going. I'm getting the fuck up out of there. I'm not Captain Save-A-Ho. I'm out. Just
Flash?
to tell y'all that.
Mo, what are your thoughts?
Wow. I mean, if I'm hearing her screaming, I at least would say, "Hey, are you okay?" Because the guys that are over there, that's how I'm gonna learn if they're already helping her with this.
Now, mind you, we 30 yards away. You're gonna walk back.
I might say, I might be like, "Hey, you all right? Are they helping you?" I might scream it out.
You're gonna yell at.
Yeah, I may walk. I'm gonna walk towards her. Hey, are you okay? Like,
so you hear this, you're walking towards her, and you're gonna go see if she's
because you said she's already been hit with she's already been hit. She said, "Hey, I got hit with a brick." I'd be like, "Hey, are you okay? Are the ambulance on the way? Did anybody call the police?" Now I may call the police. I don't have to wait for the police to come, but okay. Well, do you need assistance with calling the police? Did anybody call the police? Okay. Well, no, nobody called the police. All right, well, I'll call the police and just make sure that they, that they come.
Flash, what you got? We're 30 yards away. She's yelling, "This dude just hit me with a brick."
So I'm it's 50-50 for me because I'm gonna tell you this, and this is the way how I play out in my mind. She got hit in the face with a brick. She's 30 yards away, and she had enough, and she has energy to be like, "I just got hit in the face with a brick." It means I'm judging off like what I saw. I mean, you got one other eye left, all right, so you can see me, right? And I'm making eye contact with you. So for number one, I don't need to necessarily go to it.
30 yards away. 30 yards away.
I'm telling her like, come. I'm telling her to come. Like come this way. Let me see. Let me see if I can get you some help.
Because you're gonna make her walk to you. You're gonna wave her over.
I mean, we made eye contact. She yelling out for help. I'm yelling. I'm over here like, come. But guess what? If she's trying to go back to where she got hit with the brick for round 2,
right?
You lost me. Okay. Because you don't want help. Okay. You want somebody to fight for justice.
You want backup. You want backup.
Right, you want backup. Yeah, you want backup. So you know what I'm saying? So I'm 50-50 on it. Like if you want help, you need to listen when a nigga is trying to help you. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, that's all. Mo, I wanted to ask from a woman's point of view, if you was with your man and this is actually going on. Let's not say it's after the fact. Let's say a woman is being attacked. Do you expect your man to step in and help? or do you expect your man to step in and stop like whatever this altercation is between the man and the woman that you guys see?
I don't know if I expect him to jump in and stop it, but he could be like, "Hey, bro, like you good, like everything all right, or whatever." Like just have a conversation. Now, the nigga, if he gets rowdy, that's a different thing. But I expect him to say something. And so I'm gonna give a quick example, but it's kind of different. It's kind of different because I had an ex. My ex, it was my friend, so he knew my friend, and her man got into it. I didn't expect him to jump in, but he jumped in, like he got involved in that. You know what I mean? And he involved himself. He was like, yo, like, you know what I mean? So he did involve himself in that. And it depends on the feedback. Like you could jump in and be like, yo, chill. And sometimes that's what they and sometimes by you just saying chill, it brings the guy back sometimes, like, you know what, bro, like you right, like, yo, calm down, because you're not going there aggressive, like, yo, fam, stop. No, that's not your place at that. It's just to kind of center him back, like, bro, you're right, like, nah, that's a female, like, think about it, like have that talk, which may bring him back. But if you can't bring him back after that, I can't necessarily say for you to jump in now and put yourself at ease. But sometimes just going to a brother, man to man, like, yo, bro, chill out, it's not worth it, fam. You know what I mean? Like, think about this. That may kind of untrigger them back. And bring
So if he said nothing, would that trigger you, or would you think any less of him if he decided, yo, babe, fuck this, let's keep it pushing. I'm not Captain Save-A-Hole. Let's get out of here.
It depends on what exactly was going on. Can I fault him? No, because we don't know, because you don't know these people from Adam. I don't know if that man got a gun on him. I don't know if that man got a knife on him. I don't know anything about that individual. So I'm gonna look to my man. If my man is saying, or maybe he's getting the vibe like, nah, bro, like let's go, let's call the like let's move over here and call the police and let them come and handle it, then all right.
I'm 50-50, right? I feel like I'm 50-50 because I feel like if you need help and I can hear you, I'm gonna help you. You know what I mean? Because if you looking at me like, yo, I need help, I'm gonna help you as best I can, because we locked eyes. All right, like shit, I can't just walk away now.
Yeah.
I'd be fucked up for that, right? But I think some people aren't in the space to be protected, right? So what I mean when I say that, it's like strangers, for example. Like when I'm walking past an incident and I see something go off between two lovers or a man and a woman, I tend not to get involved because I don't know the relationships or the dynamic, right? If I hear her screaming like help or like, who are you? Get off of me. Or if you say this nigga name, like, this nigga, something's going on here. And I probably shouldn't get too intertwined. But if you're a stranger beating up a stranger and they need help, I feel like every situation requires deep thought before you take action.
A different situation.
Because shit can go south for you thinking that you're gonna protect and help somebody, and it just causes your life to change dramatically.
Correct.
Instances where people get involved with shit and they die, right?
That's what I said.
It happened over the summer up the block from where I stay. Dude got shot at the gas station. He was trying to help out a chick who was getting in an argument with her man in the car. Homeboy pulled out a gun, shot him, and they both drove off together. So I'm like, that's the type of experiences that can result for you getting involved.
And that's exactly that's exactly what I said. I said we don't know what this person has on them, so we may be like, you know what, let's walk away, but let's call the police. Whomever, the police or something like that. Yeah, like it depends on. I agree.
Let me tell you something. I had an incident, and I was walking in my car from work. This is probably like on Atlantic Avenue over there in Queens. I'm walking from my car to work, and it's kind of dark. It's in the evening, and I see a dude, a Rasta dude, and a chick kind of going back and forth and having a dispute or whatever the case is. And I didn't see it getting physical, but I could tell she was in some type of distress or whatever the case is in terms of her going back and forth and arguing with the dude. And I'm walking past and I'm hearing some shit, and I don't remember the exact words verbatim, but he said some shit about, girl, I fuck you up or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And she going back and forth with him. And I was walking past, and part of me was like, dun, 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 nigga, you should be a hero.
Started growing a cake.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. and I felt it in my heart. I was saying, like, I could turn back and help this woman, you know what I'm saying? Just to like clear things up with this dude, this roster dude who just talking all crazy to her. Like, did you just say you gonna fuck up a woman? You know what I'm saying? So I turned back and I'm sitting here like, yo, shorty, you need help? You good? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm her nigga or some shit. I'm some new nigga. Nigga, this roster nigga turned around, looked at me and said, yo, he said some shit. I'm Jamaican. So he said some shit like, yo, who you? the nigga reached in his pants and like shimmered a fucking machete at me and shit, or like the hilt of a machete and shit. And I'm sitting there looking, and I'm sitting here like, okay, I'm coming from work. I ain't got shit on me, my nigga. I got my book bag with some documents in it. I got on some sketches, probably.
Hands down, man down, hand down.
Right.
I'm looking at this shit like I can't even be on the offense. Everything about what's about to happen right now is gonna be on defense. I got to like throw the book bag and do some other shit. But then Shorty was like, nah, I'm good. And I was sitting here like, dude, this chick. Oh, so she know this nigga just walk around with machetes on him or some shit.
What you gotta keep in mind is that he always had that on him. That wasn't for her. That was for niggas like you who get involved.
Right.
That's
who want to interfere. Who want to interfere. And I ain't gonna hold you, son. I was sitting here like, you know what? That's what you get for not minding your fucking business.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I get it.
And I know I could have put myself in a
catch-22.
situation. Yeah, so it's like I was okay with taking the L in terms of like, you know what, that's a situation I can back down from. You know what I'm saying,
bro? Yeah, capital N on your chest turned lowercase real quick, son. You just like it out. You're like, you're right on we get
exactly.
Nigga, I don't know her. I don't know this roster, nigga. I don't know them from nothing. Right.
Yo, so I have a burner question for you guys, right quick. All right, get your burner cards out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, a burner question is signature to the SR podcast, where it's a question where your answer could be yes, no, or sophisticatedly ratchet. All right. And the burner question I have for you young people today is,
talk about it.
In today's age, is videotaping an incident like this just as effective as jumping in a situation? Okay. Today's age, is videotaping the incident to use as evidence the same, or does it have the same weight as you jumping into the incident? Okay, and the answer is unanimous. It is sophisticatedly ratchet all across the board. Thank you guys for your answers. And I'm gonna just go a little bit deeper into my answer. Not crazy, because we don't got that. We're short on time. But my answer is sophisticatedly ratchet, specifically because I feel like, me videotaping is the bare minimum I can do. Like calling the police and videotaping what's going on is the bare minimum I could do. Maybe I don't want to go the extra mile, and I can actually just video it and use that as evidence if you need that for whatever case that you have. But I don't necessarily have to jump in.
That was kind of my answer. I specifically match it only because you just sit there and videotape, and there's something else you could be doing as far as calling the police, right? You're sitting there like, on the videotape, but that's lessening the chance to get the person help. But if I'm doing it simultaneously as calling the police while videotaping, I agree. So the person can use it, because by the time the police get there and I leave, it now becomes he say, she say. But if it's recorded, I can now say, nah, this is what happened. I recorded it from the beginning while I called you guys. So that's where I said sophisticatedly ratchet as well.
Yeah. I said sophisticatedly ratchet too, because I just feel like sometimes the camera person be doing too much, and I feel like you help the situation become where it's at, especially when you sitting there laughing, you getting different angles and shit. You know, niggas getting stomped out, and you on the floor all in front of their face and shit, talking about kick him in the head again or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And you see videos like this where it still uses evidence, but you could tell like the person that's recording it is just either as malicious or they're instigating just as much to the situation than what was already there. So for me, sometimes I feel like when the videographer or whoever's recording the video is as much a part of the problem as the problem itself, I do feel like, sometimes you should be implicated for that a bit. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't helped the situation. You was just trying to record some shit for either a come up or to assassinate somebody's character, whatever the fuck you was doing. So that's why I'm sophisticatedly ratchet.
I say sophisticatedly ratchet because I'm 50-50, right? I think that it's situational, right? If there's I love hypotheticals, but if like we on a train track, right, and I see the train coming, and I got time to be able to physically save you from this train hitting you, then I'm gonna save you. I'm not gonna record that. If I could just, if I know I can physically take action to save you, then that's what I would do. But if I'm
question, Mash. Would you give somebody a camera and be like, hold this, like record me saving this person?
Yo, witness me real quick.
No,
Witness me real quick. Hold
you ain't got time.
Fly shit. Yo,
You ain't got time.
Hell yeah.
Look, boom, they both get killed on camera. They both get killed by the train on camera.
Nah, that's crazy.
Witness me.
Right.
My greatness.
Witness me, bro. Witness me real quick. I'm about to go live in the Pantheon of Glory forever, bro. World star, the whole shit. But
No.
I think that sometimes recording is all you can do to help somebody. But like you said, it's like I said earlier, it's a double-edged sword. I think about Shaquilla Robinson, for example, where they recorded her brutal beating and she lost her life. You know what I mean? The people who recorded it were just as bad as the person who was fighting her. They didn't help her. You know what I mean? But then I also think about George Floyd and the young lady who recorded him while he was being.
You can't do nothing.
You know what I mean? Like there are instances when it's appropriate and instances when it isn't appropriate. But I think that most of all is for us to always keep in mind that we can help. You know what I mean? We can take action. We can do something. To do nothing at all is even worse. Right? To do nothing is unacceptable. And I think that it's important for us to know that it's a tool and it can be used both ways.
Exactly. Wow. All right. So I'm gonna move us along to our next topic, which is Monkey Link from Flash. What's going on there? What?
But now, I want to talk about this. All right, you got it. Somebody got to keep a score for you.
Exactly.
All right, so Monkey's gonna link up, but this article or this story that I was reading up on, it kind of revolves around Elon Musk and his biotech startup. Is called Neuralink, and he's receiving a lot of flack, a lot of concerns from I want to say it's the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commissions, the SEC. I guess they're investigating a lot of the experiments that he's doing to these monkeys within this. So let me just preface this by saying Neuralink is this type of biotech that Elon is researching to create. It's almost probably gonna make motherfuckers a cyborg or some shit like that, but he's trying to
hold on, wait, what type of cyborg? We're talking cyborg from DC, or we're talking cyborg from Star Trek? Like what type of situation we talking? We talking about permanent Google glasses type situation, or we talking about
I'm
Ready
thinking
Player One type shit, or what are we talking about exactly?
Yeah, I'm thinking you might look like Spock, but not as pale, maybe. But you might have just something implanted, in your brain,
a cable box, like put a cable box on the side of niggas' heads and shit like that.
Yeah. Maybe you might have some shit over your eye just to give you like an extra vision or some shit like that. I have no idea. But I ain't saying it's like that. But what I'm saying is they're experimenting to create something which will tap into your mind and will tap into technology in a way which will enhance a lot of shit for you. Maybe how you learn, how you think, how you speak, how you act, and all this other type of shit, or even just to give you information at a quicker level. I would say this whole story, though, like I said, the SEC was pretty much looking into what was going on with the monkeys, though, especially because these are the trial runs that they're trying to do before they start, introducing this for humans and shit like that. And they've been probably experimenting with this stuff since 2019, 2020, or whatever the case is. But there were cases that maybe were not reported either properly, or they were blamed as the monkeys were dying, but they were trying not to blame the Neuralink, which was the device and the cables that they were hooking into the monkeys' brains. There were certain monkeys dying from infection, allegedly. Let me say allegedly before I must shut this down. All right, but allegedly there were monkeys dying from like infections. They were dying because they were pulling on like the cables and the Neuralinks in their head because either it was painful and all this other shit. Certain monkeys were said to be very scared of humans whenever they came in the room to come experiment on them, or to link them up to this shit and really test out how the technology operates with the brain.
I ain't gonna hold you, bro. That sounds like basic science shit, though. Don't they do that shit to everybody? Like when they be testing?
So they test a lot of shit on animals. So I think this is just more under the lens of the SEC, because I think Musk had tweeted something that was stating like, oh no, none of the monkeys died or passed from the Neuralink itself or whatnot. But I believe they're either trying to do investigations or people who worked there came out and they were saying like, no, actually, we think Neuralink did actually cause some of the deaths of some of these monkeys.
And that's bad publicity.
And bad publicity for something that is supposed to be, you know, given the regular niggas one day or whatnot. You know, you want to enhance and feel like you got NZT and shit running all in your bones and shit different. Okay?
You know, when I think about this, I think more so this is like the progression of technology, right?
Yeah, of course.
I think that technology has to continue to move forward. And I think that we've gone from cable landlines to cell phones, which is an amazing jump. And now we got like small, thin side cell phones. And now, you know, we got watches and shit. It's getting smaller and smaller. So I could
even
see
got glasses, interactive glasses.
Right. The technology is getting better and better. So I could see this being the next step to where we go as far as tech. I do think that there's some concern with all advancements of technology, right? I'm always concerned about the Trojan horse. How was this being used against me, right? And I think once we get to a place where we got like computers like knowing our biometric information, like our heart rates and all that shit, I think there's a slippery slope. I think that it can be beneficial, but then I also see how that can be manipulated against us. I believe in organ harvesting. I think it's a real conspiracy. I'm just saying that, you know, there are reasons why people come up missing and the reasons why, you know, these things happens, which is crazy.
Your son, did you see the dude that had the pig heart implant?
Yes.
And, you know, they said like it was successful and shit like that.
It was successful. Yeah.
That's amazing.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Yeah. So it's just getting different out here now.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
So technology has a way of evolving, and we have to learn about it so we can get ahead of it, so we're more prepared for when it happens, right? We don't want to be caught with our pants down, and I mean sometimes we do, but I think it's important for us to be aware.
Yeah. So and the reason why I brought the story because I kind of always want to know, like, would y'all even attempt to, you know, give this any energy in terms of because human trials are about to start soon as far as the Neuralink or whatnot. This is also why maybe this is getting a lot of shit. And I'm not saying it can, but what I'm saying is, would you ever see yourself wanting to use something that can enhance you, you know, to a different level? Because I feel like we're always trying to find shortcuts with how to either better ourselves or better things we do. But now you're talking about something that could probably be like real.
Bro, this sound like Chat GPT on tap. You hear me? I'll have no problem.
Yeah.
This Fendi.
I know. If I have to get surgery for it, no. If it's something like a pair of glasses that I could put on, something I could put on and take off, I'd be down for it. But I'm not into like having something surgically put inside of me. I'm good. I'm good.
But what if you could just put it on like it just touches a certain nerve in like your ear? You just gotta clip it and it just pinches in
like Bluetooth.
Yeah. But it just taps into your blood vessel nerves or some shit.
So remember y'all remember that episode of
Black Mirror?
What was it? Black Mirror, where the guy put the thing in his
yes,
and all of a sudden he was banging his
Striking fighters.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Please go watch
something
like
that. Something like that, I guess. You talking about?
Yes,
I don't know, bro.
Shout out to Black Mirror. They always got some interesting topics as far as like scientific. You know what I mean? Type dynamics.
Type technology advancement.
One of my favorite episodes of Black Mirror reminds me of this. There was a program that people had inside of their heads that let them recall memories. And they was able to recall memories like to the moment of something that happened. And Homeboy, this is exactly why I see where Elon's going. He likes Black Mirror. Homeboy walked into a room where his shorty was there with a group of people, and he felt the vibe was off. Right? And he was able to use this recall memory device to be able to point out signs in the experience that they had together where their interaction was weird. And he played it back and played it back and played it back so many times that he was able to get her to be honest about the affair that she was having with this dude. Right? So I say all that to say, Elon he's a futurist. All right. He's always going to be out here pushing the boundaries to try to see what we can do, we can't do. And I'm all for it. I hope that these monkeys was treated safely before they got, turned into test subjects and lived full, happy monkey lives. But sacrifices must be made for the greater good of science. Just throwing it out there.
No. Thank you. Thank you for that story, Flash. And I know we're gonna let's jump right into Scammer Day.
Oh yeah, see, look,
Yeah,
this is another one of my stories. You know, Shake hates my stories, but I love
then
my
we going
stories.
into
Okay.
Shake. Go ahead.
Yeah, we save you for last, ho. All right.
Yeah,
All right, but yeah, I keep it quick with this one though. But
Yeah.
this story, I don't know why. I was just sitting here like, yo, people still finessing all crazy. This is a painting from a Danish artist, Jens Honing, and pretty much, you know, they got into a kerfuffle with the Museum of Modern Art because they submitted pretty much 2 blank canvases, and they titled the shit "Take the Money and Run." And I thought it was dope because I guess they scammed the museum out of, get this, 534,000 kroners. That's how they say the Danish currency or whatnot, which equates to about $77,000 US. And it was something that was supposed to be displayed in the exhibit, but the artist ended up just giving them 2 blank canvases, and it was something that kind of it was in protest of how the wages in Denmark and Austria are set up, where people are just not getting paid. You know what I'm saying? He feels like people are not getting paid livable wages. People are suffering in those areas.
You know what that shit is? That's what happens when you wait till the day before to hand in a paper that you had to do for school, and you're like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna give them this and tell them that this is an artistic expression of how we need to be delivered from the social patriarchy, and he gonna sell it to these niggas. They bought that shit.
Yeah,
they want their money back. I want my money back, bro.
Yeah, so the museum wants their money back. He refused to give the money back, but I think the courts are ruling in the museum's favor. But when I saw this, I was sitting here like, oh, that's finesse like a motherfucker, and it just made me think like, damn, how many times I've either seen somebody get finessed, or you know, they just make a quick come up. I know y'all probably seen it too, but just a quick question: have y'all ever seen like an ill finesse in terms of somebody getting hustled for shit?
Hell yeah, you
yes,
ever heard of Cutco?
on.
Shit,
Oh God.
Yeah,
you see that, and even on the streets of Fordham Road, when they have, it's like they take 3 bottle caps and they put like a ball.
I never played that.
They pull a ball under it. You getting finesse right in there because the people,
Yeah.
because then somebody will come up to you and be like, for somebody be like, oh, can you help me see or whatever? And by the time you help them see, they all part of it. They split that damn money, which people don't realize. Yeah.
Yo, Go ahead, Shay. You got it.
Now that happened to my people when we was out in Florida, and the homegirl walked up to him and was like, "Yo, homeboy walked up, yo, can you hold this money for me?" So he wanted her to hold a stack of money for her, and then they came up with the board and shit, and then a few people came up behind them and watched, and I was like, "Yo," they was like, "Oh shoot, should I play? Should I play?" I looked at the person in the eye and said, "Yo, give them their money back. Let's go." Real shit. Give them their money back and let's go, because they're trying to finesse you right now. Let's get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Because I know this. I know my brother used to scam. You know what I'm saying? So I know.
One of my favorite things is like when I think about the times I see people scam, I think about the time I spent on Jamaica Avenue. And I think about the times while you on the Ave and you see people doing a 3-car Monty, where it's like, yo, find the Queen of Hearts and he's just jumping over the joint. Yeah. And I think about the times where I have seen it and I've also participated in it and got hustled, right? Yeah. But once you get hustled out of it one time, it changes it for the rest of the times you see the niggas. Now when you see them, you're looking at the dude who's doing it, the dude who's
that happened to me too.
You're looking at the person who's mad excited, and now the whole experience has changed now because you're
because you got hustled.
Because
you
got
realized.
Yep, absolutely.
I guarantee that this museum is going to change their contractual rules and guidelines now. They have to see the art before they put it on display now.
Straight up.
They're gonna have to change that whole shit now because scam.
Yo, you know what I feel like? I feel like working in retail and having loss prevention is an ill finesse, because I spent years working in retail and I know what goes on behind closed doors and in warehouses, especially if you part of the underground clique and shit like that. Yeah. And I remember there was a year I was working. This is when I used to work at Circuit City and shit like that. You know, I think I'm
saying names now. Okay. Statute of limitations.
It's out of business. It's out of business.
Let's talk about Circuit City.
They never see me. I got so many stories. But statute of limitations is over. And but I remember, you know, I was definitely part of that black market that understood shit was disappearing, like right out the front doors, even and shit like that. And this is in my younger whole days where, you know, Robin Hood type of shit. But I remember they used to bring us in on certain nights where we would do inventory and we would get all the reports for loss prevention and shit. And this happened like probably right before the year these niggas went out of business. All I remember hearing them say is like they was doing the numbers and they was crunching numbers. They was like, we lost 1.5 million in loss prevention, and I think the year previous was like 500 grand or some shit like that. And they was trying to add the numbers up. Like, how does that even happen? Like, and I was just sitting there like, oh, they don't even know what's going on in the background or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But I think that's still money that they either have like insurance for and all this other shit too, which is kind of wild for a lot of these big corporations who can use their insurance to get a lot of their money back too. So I think it's sometimes an ill finesse how certain people play the game. I'm gonna just be honest with y'all. So be privy to it.
Nice.
I want to co-sign you. I feel like there are certain contractual obligations that you have to meet when you know what I mean, when you're moving that much weight.
Yeah,
I agree.
Anyway.
Different. Wait,
I
just want to touch on the fact that they built that into their profit margin, right? They understand that it's going to be. They like to call it shrink, right? And I think that most companies that have a profit margin, they consider, you know, people going to steal. That's why they have rats and snitches.
Of course,
work for companies. Okay, and these rats and snitches, they ruin it for everybody. Okay, these rats and snitches, they're the ones who tell that you are secretly selling things at discounted prices. Those people.
We're watching.
Right.
We're
watching you. All right, so let's jump into our last topic really quickly, which is brought to you by AFF, America's favorite fortune. Shake, we talking about Audacious Blackness. Tell us about that really quickly.
Oh shit, they had the wrong one.
Before we get into that, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to talk about a little bit of sports news with the New York teams. All right, Giants. The Giants have been trashed for the last few weeks. All right. Getting thrashed by the Cowboys in their first week, 42 zip. It was ridiculous. It was 42 zip in their first week, guys. And you know, it was heartbreaking because I sat there and watched the whole thing. I cut it off when they hit 42. It was like it's done for me. There's no comeback. There's no nothing.
That's horrible. That's horrible.
You watched to the fourth quarter. They got them at 42.
Yeah, that was to the fourth quarter, bro. 42 points. 42 points. Like what happened was a field goal was blocked in the beginning. As a matter of fact, a field goal was blocked and the ball was pretty much picked up. It was fumbled. They took the ball, ran it all the way in, and ever since then the Giants could not come back. It was trash. This was the game against the Cowboys. And in other New York team news, the New York Jets. Aaron Rodgers, the savior of the Jets,
heartbreaking,
out for the entire season in just 4 plays. That's all he played. 4 plays, and he is out for the entire.
He hurt his Achilles, right? Whether his Achilles,
bro. Yeah, he got injured. I believe when he got tackled, he actually was sacked and he fell wrong and he ended up hurting himself. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm heartbroken because I thought Aaron Rodgers is such a great quarterback. I'm not gonna say I thought. I know that Aaron Rodgers is such a great quarterback, and he could have done magic for the Jets. You know what I mean? But you know, at the end of the day, you know, this is just another ploy by the teams to bring a big name to the team just to bring money to the station.
Quick question, just really quickly. Do you think that they're still gonna allow him to play next year? When I mean by that, you think he's gonna get his money cut because he really didn't get. That's what I'm just asking.
I mean, he's gonna get his money cut, but it's up to Aaron Rodgers on whether he wants to play or not. Aaron Rodgers is now 39 years old, and you know for football years that's retirement age. He's getting to retirement age, and I'm guessing he doesn't want to be in there until he's in his late 40s. But I'm pretty sure the team would welcome him back if he decided to come next year. Because let's be honest, Aaron Rodgers is a great quarterback. Like when I tell you, like, this is one of those quarterbacks that could drill a ball into your chest. Like, all you need to do is be where you said you was going to be, because that's where the ball is going to be. You know what I'm saying?
Aaron Rodgers is impressive. I think one thing I just want to add to the story is that his contract details, right?
He's still getting paid, right?
I'm gonna break it down for you right now. I don't know where these ads came from, but Aaron Rodgers' contract details and bonuses, right? Aaron Rodgers' contract with the Jets worked out as a 3-year deal worth $112 million.
Oh, so he's
Right.
so he got
That's
to
a
go back for
retirement
3
package.
years. He
Hear
got 3 years.
Hear me.
Uh-huh.
3 years.
He received $35 million signing bonus with a
Mhm.
$35 million option bonus in 2024.
Mm.
There is a $50,000 workout bonus in 2023, and then a total of $42 million in salary. Right?
Mm.
Out of that 12.5 million, 75 million is guaranteed.
Mm.
Okay, so he
Crazy.
still won. He still got money. All right,
Crazy, yeah.
Shout
He's
out to
guaranteed
Aaron
to put
Rodgers.
butts in the seats.
he guaranteed. Yeah.
That's a finesse if I ever seen one.
You know,
Go ahead.
Finesse,
he's guaranteed
exactly.
to put butts in the seats. So the next story we're going to be talking about is the audacious blackness of my man Deion Sanders. So University of Colorado coach Deion Sanders, all right, after his first victory, spoke candidly about racism. All right, this is something that most black coaches wouldn't do. With some of the things he said, and I quote, were that we're doing things that have never been done, and that, you know, and that makes people uncomfortable when they see a confident black man sitting up here talking his talk, walking his walk, coaching a 75% African Americans in the locker room. That's kind of threatening, and they don't like that, right? And a lot of his critics were saying that, you know, that he's he has a big mouth. He needs to shut up and coach. And his hype train is about to derail because, you know, a lot of people think, you know, he's just about the hype. You know what I'm saying? You know, I feel like, you know, Deion Sanders is very open about you know, racial issues within his organization. And the thing is, you know, they're saying that he represents a moment in time where, you know, racism, we're progressing in racism due to the fact that he is the coach of like one of the whitest teams in the NCAA, which is Colorado, which is the University of Colorado. And although he got spanked the other day, you know what I mean?
Sure did. 6.
What was
6? It was 642.
Against who? Well, who gets who?
Or against Oregon.
God dang, ridiculous. But you know, and everybody, and I know all of his haters were happy. They were laughing at him. You know what I'm saying?
Of course they was.
I mean, that's not gonna stop his clout. That's only gonna make him stronger. You know what I'm saying? Like the freaking Deion Sanders bomb is here, and he's gonna, you know, just keep it going. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, I heard a situation where somebody was talking crap about his sunglasses, and he turned that into $1 million idea. So right now, Deion Sanders is actually being compared to Muhammad Ali back in his day, and how he used to talk about racial racial inequities in our society. My question to you guys, and this is another burning question: would you guys compare Deion Sanders to Muhammad Ali? Ladies and gentlemen. Okay. All right. So we have two sophisticatedly ratchets. Me and Mash says sophisticatedly ratchet. Meanwhile, Flash and Mo says nope, nah, never. So let's go to the nope, nah, nevers. You guys have a strong stance on it. Why do you believe that he is nothing like Muhammad Ali?
When I think about Muhammad Ali, I think of just the environment that he had to kind of come up in with, even using his voice to protest stuff, whether it was, you know, war or racial justice shit and whatnot. And there were a lot more, I guess, blatant, in your face, direct, you know, racism, and he has to stand up to that face to face, and just knowing, like, you know, you got these bigots and all these other motherfuckers who were just on his ass, and they want to see him fail. Now maybe that's a common theme, you know what I'm saying? They want to see these successful black men who do things at a high level fail, and that's unfortunate, because I'm forever going to root for the black man. I don't ever want to see the downfall of anything that black men try to do at a high level, and I love that. I can compare him in that sense, like you're trying to change the narrative around what you're doing, and you're also voicing like, yo, this system is fucked up, and I'm gonna tell you why it's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? It takes a lot of courage to do that, but I feel like the era that Muhammad Ali grew, I guess, like grew in, especially like in his sport, it was totally different because you see those videos and you realize like it's so much in your face hate. And I'm not saying like Dion is not experiencing that, but we have it on video. You know what I'm saying? So I think it was just different.
I said Sophisticatedly Ratchet mainly for the same reasons that you did. You said no, Flash, is because, you know, like you were saying, they grew up, they came up in two different eras. You know, racism back then was way worse than the racism now, and it took a lot more courage to stand up against these teams, because at the end of the day, they were ruining Black people's careers left and right back then. You know what I mean? I was actually watching The Rise of a Dynasty, and they were talking about the player that they were talking about. It's the enactment of Magic Johnson's rise in the Lakers team and what was going on during the 1970s. And
I seen the preview for that. Yeah, it was good.
It's on HBO. It's really good.
Okay,
it's on HBO, and it showed a player who basically he went up against the NBA because they wouldn't allow him to play directly out of high school. And it was like this racist rule that they wouldn't allow him to play out of high school. But he went up against them, sued them, and then he won. But you know, but after that, he could not find a stable team. They consistently moved him from team to team to team to team. You know what I'm saying? He can't, because, you know, they basically treated him like a stepchild, or like a like, what do you call somebody who's not touchable, like a leper? You know what I'm saying? They didn't want him on the team, so they constantly switched him off the team. So this is something that was continually going on back in those days, and I feel like in our days right now, there's a lot more light shined on things like that, and it's not happening as much now. Could it happen? Yeah, sure, I believe it could, but I think there's a lot less of a chance. So Deion Sanders doesn't really have to stand up to as much scrutiny as Muhammad Ali did in his day. And that's the reason why I said Sophisticatedly Ratchet, even though he is outspoken. Yes, he's outspoken a lot more than other Black coaches. Yes, but he does not have to deal with that type of backlash that they had to deal with back in the 70s or the 60s and things like that.
I changed my answer from Sophisticatedly Ratchet to no. And I changed it because for all the things that all you guys just said, it just made me see a clear delineation between the two. I understand that you would want to compare Deion Sanders to someone who is as outspoken as Muhammad Ali, but I don't think it's comparable. Like I think Muhammad Ali crawled so Deion Sanders could run. Like the things that Muhammad Ali had faced at that time for us as a people was very, very different. Like he was fighting not going to war. Right, he was like, "Nah, I'm not going to war, bro. I'm not fighting for war to go kill a bunch of people just to come back here and y'all treat us like shit."
Right,
like, you know, like this is the type of shit that he was against. You know what I mean? I think that the fact that he also fought for his religion to say his name, like he was born Cassius Clay, but he wants to be called Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali,
and he fought a lot of people just to get his name called correctly. You know what I mean? Like things like that are that's the type of shit that he experienced that made me feel like there's a clear delineation of why we can't compare these two. You know what I mean? The historical impact that this man has in comparison to Deion Sanders is like, you know, I like Primetime. He's cool. You know what I mean? He's very outspoken. He's done an amazing thing for the sports world. You know what I mean? As far as being an athlete, and also now in the college world, I feel a way about him not going to a HBCU school. You know what I mean? I feel like because he decided to not support a historically Black school the way he's supporting this Colorado.
But didn't he start off at an HBCU?
He didn't.
School?
Then he bounced.
He bounced. And then he left. Yeah, and then he left. Right.
Yeah. For him to do that and then face this type of racial backlash, I'm like, what did you think? Like, what did you expect to happen to you, gang? Like, you left a good opportunity here to go work with them, and now you are voicing how you feel about your discontent. All right, well,
That's
you kind of jumped into that bed, so you got to know what to expect. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I just think that, you know, because of those details, I can't say like you like Muhammad, bro. Like I can't say you anything in that caliber of conversation because of those details that I know about how you handled that situation. But that's why I had to switch from Sophisticatedly Ratchet to a no, because
Copy.
Muhammad Ali is Muhammad Ali, bro. Like,
you did the right thing. You did the right thing.
So
You did the right thing.
Yeah, I mean,
you followed in me in Flash footsteps.
Yeah,
You followed in me in
sure.
Flash
I mean,
footsteps.
facts.
Like-
So he didn't. So he didn't have to pontificate as much as
Right.
Muhammad
You
Ali.
better eat up all your little
Exactly.
last
Ooh, that
Please.
boy, look at that
Opposition.
boy.
Thank you.
All your
Thank
little
you.
Yeah,
All
that
right,
was
so-
a straight jab. That was a straight
So-
jab. He's in the fight. Now he's in the fight.
You like it, I love it.
Right.
It's cool.
We've come to the end of our episode. So I think the word of the week winner would be AFF shake.
Yeah. Good shot.
All right.
Good job.
Let's get it.
Yes. We do have a do we have the ratchet pick or
Oh
is that
yeah,
very
yeah,
quickly?
yeah. We definitely
Yes,
got a
let's do
ratchet pick
ratchet
before we
pick.
hop out of here.
What you got?
Outta here. Boom.
We shouting out the call.
So
What you doing here?
all right. So this is my ratchet pick. All right. For those who don't know, get familiar. Okay, your man Mash, the Spew God, is huge into all things geek related. Okay, and that falls under the umbrella of anime, comics, you know, action figures. This whole world of any pop culture, if it's plastic and paint or drawn on a board, I'm into it. Okay. All right. So boom. So I want to tell y'all about this anime that I love. All right. Anime is a Japanese cartoon. For those who don't know what an anime is. All right. I love animes. All right. I'm a big connoisseur. One of my favorites of all time is this anime that I'm watching right now. All right. It's written by one of the greatest anime creators ever. His name is Ichiro Oda. All right. And this story is called One Piece. All right. One Piece is an amazing story.
Nice.
All right. Now, there are a lot of different reasons why this is my favorite anime. And I tell you why. My man Flash and I have an agreement that if you watched an anime and you read the manga, you can't call it with the greatest anime you ever watched. You have to do one or the other to call it the greatest anime you ever watched. Now, Naruto, for example, is one of my favorite animes, but I also read the manga. So I read the manga before I finished watching it. So I can't count that as a favorite anime, right? One Piece, I have only watched the anime. I've only watched it on screen. I decided to read the actual manga of One Piece. And it reminds me how much I love these fucking characters. All right. The story does such an amazing job of developing the character traits that these people have and also allowing them to grow in this world where like amazing shit happens. Like it is so fucking fire. All right. They recently made a Netflix adaptation to One Piece. All right. So if you're not into manga, if you're not into anime, check out One Piece on Netflix. All right. Great story. They did a fantastic job turning it into a live action film. Highly recommended. This is my SR pick for the week.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Sophisticatedly Ratchet Podcast. You can find us on all platforms such as Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you hear podcasts from. You can follow us at IG, Twitter, YouTube at So Ratchet Space Podcast, where you can see our handsome and beautiful faces. Remember, we go live every first Wednesdays on YouTube. Make sure you follow, subscribe, and listen to us. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Sophisticatedly Ratchet Podcast.
That was perfect, Mo. Good job, Mo. Great job, love.